Good morning, students. Today we will learn ecological decay. What is ecological decay? The word decay is first given by the Grinnell in 1917. Then we have to see its concept and definition. What is decay? Simply, decay was described earlier as a living space of any organism in the nature, or simply we can say that its habitat. Then the Grinnell described it as the place of organism in the environment where the organism lives, and in modern aspects that constitute today's the spatial or habitat decay. Simply it is termed as micro habitat of that organism or species. Then the next scientist Charles Elton in the year 1927 described Nikkei as functional status of organism in its community. Okay. Community, we had already studied the group of various species living in a particular area is termed as community, and the functional status of an organism or species in that community is termed as Nikkei according to Charles Elton. Okay. He defined Nikkei as an animal's place in the biotic environment with relation to its food and enemies. And this concept now today termed as trophic Nikkei. In this way, these Nikkeis are different from habitat. Okay. Nikkei are different from habitat. Habitat is simply defined as address of organism. Now, what is difference between habitat and Nikkei? Look, one example: zebra, deer, and lion. All they live in a same grassland area. Okay. Zebra, deer, and lion. These three are the different organisms. They live in same area. Therefore, their habitat is same. That is grassland, open grassland. But their habitat or their Nikkei is different. What is their Nikkei? Their position in the community or that biotic environment. What is position? Look here, giraffe and deer, they are herbivorous organisms. They feed on grass present in that area, and therefore their trophic decay is different as compared to lion. The lion though live in that area, but it feeds on the other herbivorous organisms like deer and giraffe itself. Therefore, its position in that biotic community is different, and this is the difference between habitat and Nikki. Okay. Then we will see the some aspects, ecological aspects of the Nikki. What are these three aspects? First is spatial or habitat Nikki. Second is trophic Nikki, and third is multidimensional or hypervolume Nikki. First, we will see spatial or habitat decay. As already we had studied the definition given by scientist Grinnell, the habitat or position of or address of organism in the particular environment or particular community is called as spatial decay. Simply, it is also termed as living place of organism in the environment. Okay, this may be same for different type of organisms, but two different types of species cannot live more time in the same habitat or same spatial niche. Then the second aspect is trophic niche. Here in trophic niche, it includes the position or functional aspect of organism in the biotic community or in that environment. Here, as we had studied the example of giraffe and lion, they both live in same area. Suppose they live on grassland, open grassland. Their habitat may be termed as same, their spatial niche may be same, but their trophic niche is different. What is difference? The first organism, that is giraffe, it is herbivorous, and the second organism lion, it is carnivorous, and these are the difference in their trophic niche. Okay. The giraffe occupies lower trophic niche in the community or in that biotic environment, while the lion occupies the higher trophic niche in that biotic environment. This is the trophic niche. Another example, that is herring and tuna. They have both same habitat, but the herrings are eaten by tuna, and tuna occupies the higher trophic niche as compared to the herrings. This is the trophic niche. Then the third, multidimensional or hypervolume niche. Here, according to scientist Hutchinson, a niche could be visualized as multi-dimensional space or hypervolume, which is amenable to measurement and mathematical manipulation. It is somewhat complex concept of niche. It is also called as hypervolume niche, and that we will see in next lecture that what are the its consequences. Then we will see some advantages of niche segregation. What are advantages? The major advantage that animal got because of occupying different niche is escape from continuous or intense competition. Here, the competition for food, competition for space, competition for other living requirements, these organisms, they get different, or they may get escaped from such competition. It is the first advantage of niche segregation. Okay. Then it produce a microclimate environment for the flourishment of small species because of the niche segregation. Then segregation into niches, it avoids confusion of activities between organisms in the community, and it permits a more orderly and efficient life cycle on the part of each species. Then the segregation of each species into different niches, it permits the occupancy of area by a large number of species, and hence it is useful in the diversity or increasing diversity of that particular area or habitat. In this way, these are the advantages of niche segregation. Okay, we will stop here, then remaining portion we will see in next lecture. Thank you.